rich grace. In the Apostle Paul's time, Ephesus was the wealthiest city of the Roman Empire. They were only the third largest city, but what contributed to the city's great wealth was the worship of the goddess Artemis. The people of Ephesus was devoted to her. Selling the idol images and offerings that her worship required was among the most lucrative businesses of all time. The temple devoted to Artemis also served as one of their largest banks. This was the kind of society Christians in Ephesus lived in. They were surrounded by Artemis worshippers in a bustling city of wealth and trade. It would have been too easy to be tempted by riches around them, but Paul encouraged them to look not to the riches of the world, but to the true riches that can be found in God. Paul used the word riches in his writing to describe how abundant and valuable the grace of God is. Unfortunately, we sometimes take His grace for granted. That's why it is important for us to focus on and deeply grasp the words, ways, and works of God. Then we will find ourselves in a place that is rich and full of depth and truth. So these are two priceless truths that we can find in this text. 1. An object's value is determined by how much someone is willing to pay for it. God paid a high price to redeem us. He paid for our redemption through the most precious blood of Jesus. Ephesians 1 verse 7. And that is how much God values and treasures us. Number 2. God made His invaluable sacrifice, not because we asked for it, but because of His great love for us. It is one thing to ask for a gift from a wealthy benefactor and receive it. That shows a person's generosity. But when we think of our salvation, God did not send His Son because we kept asking Him to forgive us. He gave His Son for us entirely and absolutely out of His initiative, while we were still His enemies. It's in Romans 5 verse 8 to 10.